Hello and welcome back to Joy in Our Town, Houston's informative talk show, a community-based show to bring to you issues, concerns, projects, information that really helps to make your life better. Welcome back on this segment. We're talking about family and in particular delayed family planning, and infertility. So if you will welcome with me our guest, Rhonda Nwosu from Sparkles of Life Incorporated. Rhonda, welcome, and we're glad that you're here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Great. Well, we're talking about delayed family. Some of the things you said, you know, family, delayed family, planning, things of that nature. What are we talking about, kind of in particular?
Well, there's a generational shift. We have more working professionals, and so people are choosing to sort of get themselves grounded with marriage, career, kind of relaxing and enjoying life first before starting a family. And consequently, that causes some challenges sometimes for starting a family.
It does. You know, I think a lot of the newer studies show that our youth in particular are more focused on their careers. Once they go to college, they go into a career or some type of program, and then marriage is kind of late on the list. And when marriage is delayed, then childbearing is delayed. And we know for women, there is such a thing as a biological time clock.
Yes,
and it does affect us.
It's true. And one of the things that we're doing, one of the big missions of Sparkles is to really alarm almost, to share with the women and let them know that clock does exist, and we want you to proactively wait. Certainly, we want you to start your family, to get married, and the career certainly comes first. But we also want you to have a recognition of your reproductive history and understand what's going on with that.
So when you say proactively wait, what do you mean?
Well, we want you to certainly wait until all the things are in the right place, right? So marriage and family. But we want you to go out and find out for yourself, because to find out what's going on with your body. To make sure that you're clear about your reproductive organs, what options are there.
Your own personal history as well. You know, education is such an important thing, and when we are educated in the areas of disease and history, family history, and our own personal medical history, and then different things that could affect us going forward, I think that people are more armed with that type of information, or more prepared for the future. And so it sounds like this is one of the things that you're advocating for women and men, maybe, who come through the information through Sparkles.
Exactly. We're hearing more cases, seeing a lot of things on television and hearing personal stories about infertility, miscarriages. One of the biggest challenges we have is that people aren't readily talking about it like they should be. So therefore, we don't have the information. And so what we want to do is get the folks out there, and not only getting them talking about it, but investigating their own personal history, finding out what's happening with their family lines as well.
You know, it's interesting that you said this about particularly miscarriages. Let's focus on this for a moment. I recall just knowing that it was really kind of a secret during the first trimester having when you were pregnant, because just in case you had a miscarriage, you didn't want to go through the humiliation of other people knowing and feeling sorry for your loss or things of that nature. But miscarriages are happening so often, and there are a lot of women that almost suffer in silence or suffer behind the doors, just see them and their husband know, or close friends know, and they don't realize there's a whole supportive network of other people who have gone through it.
And that's the key. Breaking the silence, and that's one of the things that we do at Sparkles. But again, being sensitive to those around you, a lot of people don't really know what's going on with other folks. And so we're encouraging you. We do infertility etiquette, so you'll understand how to respond to folks that ask you questions and share with you in a very empowered way on what you want to share, and to get involved as well, because it really is an emotional roller coaster.
Well, there may be somebody viewing today that could benefit from that. What would be something to say if someone says, "Oh, I heard you had a miscarriage"?
Well, the one thing you should not say is, "Don't worry, you can try again." That's very painful. You can say something like, "I'm so sorry that happened to you and your family," and then ask them to help you understand specifically in your case. As we know, there are lots of reasons for miscarriage. Sometimes it's unexplained. Sometimes there's endometriosis, PCOS, there's some specific causes for it. But ask them to kind of share with you if they happen to know some of the reasons why. And that really does empower them and allows them a chance to really share what's going on from a personal view. And again, a lot of times people aren't sharing at all just because everybody around them are having children except for them. So.
And that's one of the things I think, Rhonda, that could be really a big concern and maybe one of the most hurtful things about infertility and having miscarriages is when you do see other people having children and you have properly done all the things that you should do, but yet you're unable to have children. How do you address that, or how do you help someone in that area to really I don't want to say deal confidently with it, but to have a sense of peace about where they are?
Well, I think the biggest thing is to really get them talking about it and to acknowledge that there is an issue, and then to have them to explore what other options are available. And there are so many options out there. There's so much technology, but more importantly, there are support groups. And so what we do is we do pray with our women, and we have them to share from their perspective, but we give them the advantage of our networks and persons that we work with, professionals. We have counselors, we have doctors that we can just give them professional advice. But more importantly, really to own it and understand that they're not alone, that there are quite a few folks out there who are going through the same thing and that have succeeded. So we really want to make sure that we give them hope, because there are many ways to become a parent.
You definitely said the key word, which was breaking the silence, because I think a lot of people who suffer from infertility, you know, both the husband and the wife, the couples, are impacted, and they do suffer silently, feeling that they're isolated or that they're alone, because it's something that people don't want to talk about.
Well, the one thing that we also focus on, one of the things that we focus in on Sparkles, is to almost have fun. I know that sounds like a weird concept, but when you embrace it and you understand and educate yourself, get out there and understand the things that you can do to possibly feel better. And we ask you to just celebrate the journey wherever you are, because the one thing that makes this whole journey hard is it's different for every person. For me, my story, 4 years, 4 miscarriages over a 9-year period. Another woman, maybe 6 months. You know, another person may need some intensive medical intervention. So wherever you are, you know, it's hard to look around. Don't really compare yourself to the medical history of other people, because it is an individual approach.
It is.
So that's probably the other piece that makes it hard, because you do hear about all of the successes that are out there. And we want to just encourage and empower the couples that your baby is there too. We just have to figure the best ways to help you reach the best approach.
That's great. I like what you're doing with Sparkles of Life, and that you are inspiring others to hope and not lose hope, to find other resources as well. So what are some of the things that you are doing to help these couples to connect?
Oh, well, one of the things we do is we have a heart-to-heart chat every month, which is great. And so we have a call-in number. It's a conference call. People are calling in from all across the country. And so that gives the anonymity. They don't have to worry about going out and facing other people. If they feel ashamed, they can call from the comforts of their home. And then we're using some non-traditional places to meet, like galleries and museums and restaurants.
That's having the fun.
Having the fun, because you really have to have them have a warm experience around the conversations.
Yeah, it removes the sterility of being in a medical building or you know, someplace that's not fun.
So that's the one thing we do. So that's the two-prong approach. We use in social media as well to help get the messages out there. The other thing that we do is we have an annual Mother's Hearts Brunch, which is, again, a great way to celebrate for all those people that are on the journey, whether you are, you know, thinking about starting your family, whether you've had a loss, wherever you are, even if you're planning to adopt or if you had a failed adoption. You know, for that particular period, Mother's Day can really be hard. And so moms and dads are welcome there. And so we have comedy and things like that, but we also have quite a few programs that are available to have fun with.
Really good. I like that you said adoption as well. And you mentioned this a little earlier today. Expound upon how you encourage families with adoption, and if you had any successful experiences there.
Yes. It's really interesting and lots of fun, because literally, I'm not an adoption agency, but I like to facilitate it. We have opportunities to facilitate miracle connections, as I call them.
I like that.
So there are families who have children that they may not be able to fully parent, and so we can help mentor, we make the connections to mentor or even to do some full adoptions. And so we've had some successes with that. I mean, even newborn babies that are looking for homes to be placed.
And what about parenting skills?
Oh yeah, gotta have it. Gotta have it. We do that. We're working on our curriculums that are coming out, and that'll be available for our trainings as well. And parenting is really, really important because, as we know, having a child is part of the fun.
Yes.
But rearing the child and making sure that they learn all the skills for life for the next 18, 25 years is really the other fun part of the job.
Absolutely.
So certainly we do have training and classes available for that as well.
That is wonderful. Well, I want to make sure that people get the information for Sparkles of Life and know about the events, programs, and services that you offer, as well as the encouragement and hope. So let's direct them to Rhonda Nwasu, the CEO and founder of Sparkles of Life, Inc. Sparkles of Life can be reached at 11569 Highway 6 South, Suite 148. That's in Sugar Land, Texas, 77498. The phone number is 281-397-3260. And online, if you're an internet person, sparklesoflife.org. Again, that's sparklesoflife.org. And as Rhonda has mentioned already, they also do intensive social media, so you can also find them through some of the different social networks there as well. So connect with them. Rhonda, you all have done, I know you mentioned the Mother's Day brunch. I was fortunate to be a part of that and to see so many women come together who had aspirations of and hope of being mothers. And so just encouraging words that you might want to share with the viewers who are watching today, and they're maybe in that same place, and or maybe we're like you.
Well, I want to let you know that I have been there personally. You may have heard my story, 9 years, 4 miscarriages. But I want to encourage you not to give up hope. You really are so close, so close. We want you to embrace it, to own it, live it, and become a parent. Parenting on purpose is the way to go.
Parenting on purpose.
Parenting on purpose.
Okay, and so delayed planning. So perhaps a woman may have decided that she wanted to focus on her career. She's in her 30s and she's seeing this huge curve that goes up with the birth defects once you enter in your 30s, and certainly by the time you hit your mid-30s. Being informed with information, knowing the resources, and what else?
And certainly making sure that you own all of the options that are out there. Okay. Own all of the options. So just be encouraged.
So, thank you for sharing your story with us and all of our viewers. I really would hope that, particularly if you're looking or facing infertility or looking to connect with the family, adopt, that you will contact Sparkles of Life and get more information about how you can become a great parent. So we really thank God that you're tuning in to Join Our Town. We are delighted that you have been a part of today's show and will continue to watch us. Thank you for tuning in.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily represent those of KETH-TV or its management.